a little bingo. Should be live. Yeah, we should be live. You'll have to let me know what the camera quality is like, because it is just through the laptop one. Hi guys, and welcome back to Freewheel Friday, where today I am not actually riding on the bike and I am taking a day off from it. I did post a short video and story up on the various social media sites, but basically I've just had a little bit of a busy, hectic week and I just need to take a little bit of downtime. So today, rather than cycling, I am just going to be having a chat to you, and tonight's topic is actually all about taking time off from sports. Now, I don't mean having those rest days that you've already booked in, but more paying attention. Oh, that's not too bad, actually. But more paying attention to how you feel at the particular time or a day, or the particular day that you're supposed to be doing a ride, and responding to it by maybe deciding to not do that workout instead. First, so if you are new here, then my name is Jess and I am from Team Bikes and Aces. I have wonderful husband, the Team Cyclist, who is also jumping on as tech support. And tonight I'm doing Freewheel Friday. Now, Freewheel Friday is something that we've done for quite a while. And it is a session where I sit and we talk about things such as advice, tips, stories, anything like that. I get your point of view, and it's just a really nice way to engage with the community. Now, what I have been doing is streaming it with Zwift, and I would ride into the weekend on the rollers. As they say, though, tonight I am having a little bit of a night off, which takes us really nicely into the theme. So, taking time off. So last week I chatted about kind of finding a work-sport balance, and part of this was about including rest days. Now, today I want to chat a little bit more about taking time off when you really are not feeling up for it. So anyone who watched last week's session will know that one of the things to really help you with sticking to your training plan is making sure you write it down and book everything in. So you can use things such as Training Peaks or other online platforms, or you can just use a good old-fashioned wall calendar. So anyone who does this will know that you're going to have some days where you look at your calendar and you've got an hour cycle or a half-hour run or an interval session or something, and some days things happen and you just don't have the energy to do it. Now, when you do plan your schedule, it is important to plan those rest days, because it just gives you a little bit of chance to recover before you actually hit your next session. But even though you've got these rest days, you might not be fully recovered. So by the time you get to your next session, you still might not be ready to actually take it on. At this point, you might want to consider not doing that particular ride or run or workout and having a day rest. Now, having a day rest isn't a bad thing. It is very easy to fall into that mentality of, I need to get this workout done, otherwise I'm going to lose all the fitness. And it can be very well known that some people feel guilty if they don't do their workouts. I, for quite a while, used to feel a little bit guilty if I missed one of my workouts, and I would actually try and do it the following day or book it onto a day, and then I would end up doing 2 or 3 workouts, and that just started to wear me down a lot quicker. Recently, though, I have realised that actually taking a little bit of time off and putting my feet up to have a rest and recover properly means that I am better prepared for when I do get back into it. And there's not a huge amount of fitness loss. Actually, it's a little bit better for you because you are recovering. So I've already spoken about rest days. What are they? Well, rest days are a great way to recover your body and your mind. And this could be a day that you have booked in, or it could be a day that you have chosen to take off from your particular workout. They offer a chance for your muscles to repair and get ready for the strain of the next day or session. So, why might you decide not to do a workout? Well, it can be a whole variety of factors. It might be that you've had, maybe like me this week, a really kind of long, hard week at work that's taken its toll on you a little bit more. Or maybe you had a harder session the previous day than you anticipated and you've not fully recovered from it. It might be that you are generally run down health wise, or you've just had a really bad night's sleep and you've not actually been able to get the sleep that you need in order to be prepared for the day and then the workout. So there can be a whole variety of things, even maybe just a situation of you've not eaten enough that day, so you haven't actually fueled enough and recovered enough from your workout because maybe you've not been that hungry, again, because maybe you're just really run down from things. So all of these factors can contribute to you feeling maybe really lethargic, tired, and just really not up for doing a workout. And there are some workouts that you would be less inclined to do if you feel run down, such as max interval sprints or hill repeats or even a functional threshold power test. So if you do come across one of these and you really are not up for it, then consider actually just taking the day off. You could possibly book it in a little bit later down the line when you are feeling up for it, or you can just take the day off completely and get in touch with your coach and explain the situation, which is something I have done over the last couple of weeks during some of my rehab. So, as I said earlier, it can be very easy to get into that mindset of, but I need to do this workout. And the problem with this is if you then push your body even more as you're already exhausted and run down, you're at risk of, well, making yourself even more completely knackered. You are just going to keep pushing yourself and pushing your body when it really cannot take on the strain. So this means you're going to need a lot longer to recover before you can actually go and do another session. So say you have a workout on a Tuesday, a rest day on a Wednesday, and another workout on a Thursday, but actually you wake up that Tuesday morning, you are tired, you haven't slept well, you've generally not recovered, and then you go and you have maybe a bit of a stressful day at work, you come back and you try and push yourself through that workout. Well, with an already exhausted mind and body, and then throw a workout on top of it, you might need the Wednesday and the Thursday and possibly longer to recover rather than just the Wednesday. So that Thursday session might also be a write-off as well. One of the other things you have to watch is if you are pushing yourself through your workouts when your body's already worn out and a little bit kind of beaten and broken and tired, then you are probably compromising your immune system. So you're then more likely to actually pick up a bit of a cough or a cold or a sniffle and then be even more run down, which again is going to affect your various workouts. So I want to know, for the people who jump on and watch this, if you do jump on and watch this whilst we are live streaming, then do feel free to drop a message or a comment in the live chat, and if you have any questions, I will answer them throughout this evening session. But I want to know from all of the Bikes and Laces community, what are your thoughts on taking days off? So not those planned rest days, not those days that you have planned in, but kind of getting to your workout and realizing that you are not up for doing it, you've not got the strength to do it, you've not got the strain levels to do it, and deciding to take a day off. Are you someone who would take a day off and rest and recover properly, or are you someone who would feel guilty and would therefore push yourself through the workout and then risk exhausting yourself more? Do let me know in the comments, or drop us a message on the various social media sites. Okay, so we've spoken a little bit about recovery and taking time off. So what can you do when you take time off? Well, you could completely take the day off or the evening off, and you can just put your feet up, have a film, have a really nice nutritious meal, make sure you drink plenty, and have a relaxing night and get ready for an early bedtime. You could maybe choose to do something with a family member and just kind of chill. Put your feet up. One of my options that I quite like to go to is often Chris and I will pop a film on. We might have a drink and something really nice to eat, and sometimes I will have a nice hot soak in the bath rather than just the quick shower that I would have after the workout session. This just kind of helps me to relax a bit, and then it means that I can go and settle in bed, maybe read a book, or do a couple of crosswords, and then I can just let my body and my mind settle and relax a bit so that I can get a better night's sleep. I know I've eaten well, I've taken a bit of time off, and hopefully be fully recovered by the time I wake up the following morning, or at least recovered a lot more so that I am in a better place for when I do have my next session. However, taking a day off doesn't have to be a complete rest day. It could even be opting for an easier workout. So a really good example of this is actually what happened to me on Thursday. So yesterday I was set in the calendar to do max interval sprints. Now, I am probably one of the few espresso athletes that actually really enjoys these max interval sprints. They are my ideal workout compared to some of the others he throws at me. But by the time I got back home last night, I could already feel myself slightly going downhill, energy level wise. I'm just feeling really run down from the week. So I decided to swap it out. So what I've actually done is I've put that session on to Saturday, where I didn't have anything booked in other than a gentle walk. So nothing that's really going to completely destroy my energy levels. And instead I opted for the form of rehab that my physio has suggested to me. So last night, rather than doing my max interval sprints, I actually opted to do a gentle Pilates session for, well, it's for chronic back pain, but actually it's something that will help with my particular injury at the moment. And that in itself was a lot gentler. Now, it doesn't have to be something like Pilates or yoga or stretching. It could even just be an easier ride, or you could opt for a walk. So if you've got a run session, but you don't really think you're going to be able to complete a run session, then you could possibly opt to go and do a gentle walk instead. Why not go and take a walk around the park? Or if you are close enough to work and you would usually get the bus, then why not walk home from work rather than getting the bus home? It might be that you opt for a really easy cycle rather than a hard fast cycle, or a particular workout such as your interval sprints or your hill repeats. And, instead of doing that, why not just do a gentle 30-minute cycle, really low level, keep the heart rate low, and it just keeps the legs ticking over, but without you kind of being a bit more burnt out. Other things you can do obviously are stretching. You could do a little bit of mobility. Pilates is always a really good one, and so is yoga. And for those of you who watch this, who remember when I did the live chat with the wonderful Ree from Fluid Fox Yoga, there are lots of different types of yoga out there. And some of the best ones I've come across are where you get to lie down with your eyes closed for 5 minutes at the end. So yeah, have a play around and go and see what you can find. So how do you know if you're having a bit of an off day? Now, this can vary from person to person. Some people wake up and they know because maybe they're not functioning as well, maybe they're forgetting things more, maybe they just feel more tired. I tend to know that I'm run down if I'm a little bit less coordinated. And normally that involves me throwing my coffee on the floor at some point in the morning. But one of the ways I'm actually tracking my recovery at the moment is through the Whoop strap. Now, I don't think I've said too much about the Whoop strap in past videos, but I may have chatted about it on Instagram at some point. So the Whoop strap, for anyone who doesn't know it, is a brilliant little device that you wear throughout the day. And it just tracks a whole host of data. So your heart rate variability, your resting heart rate, how much strain you've taken on through the day. It gives you a really good indication of how many calories you've burned through the day. And it gives you a really good record of your sleep. So your deep sleep, your the amount of times you may have woken up in the night, any disturbances, and from that it gives you a recovery score. It also gives you a lot of questions that you can answer first thing in the morning. So it can find out bits like, did you eat a meal before you went to bed? Did you drink any alcohol? Have you had any stress throughout the day, things like that. And it uses all this data alongside your heart rate variability, resting heart rate, all the other little bits that it takes, and it gives you an indication as to what might be affecting your recovery. Now, the recovery score comes in 3 little segments. So the low segment is normally red, so that's kind of where you want to avoid it being. The next segment up is yellow, kind of an amber color, so that's about midway, and the top one is green, so that's going to be your best recovery. So the lower the score, the less recovery you actually have. And this for me is a really good way to see if my body is primed and ready to actually take on the strain that it needs to throughout the day. There have been a couple of days where I've found that actually I've woken up and I've been in the red zone. So I've taken it a bit easier. I've opted for a gentler ride. I've maybe swapped a couple of things around. And other days where I've woken up and I've actually been in the green on days where I would be booked in for an easy session. And I've decided actually that maybe I'll just add another session on the end, or I'll go a little bit harder that day. So having the Whoop band is a great way to just kind of see where I am. And it's really nice to be able to wake up in the morning and see all the details of my sleep as well. Having this has meant that I can pay more attention to my sleep. It then means I can pay more attention to how my sleep affects my recovery as well. So I will possibly at some point do a little bit more on the Whoop band and the Whoop strap. But if you are interested in it, you can go and find it. Just Google with the Whoop strap. The 3.0 is the newest one. Personally, I think it is a really handy tool, especially when it comes to things like recovery and being able to plan if you are going to take on your workout or if you are going to opt for an easier or a gentle session. So I'm going to keep this short because it isn't a Zwift one. And I'm going to go and head off and have some tea in about 5 minutes or so. But I'm just going to give people a chance to drop any questions if they have them. And let me know about your thoughts on if you're run down and you're tired, do you push through the workout or do you choose to take a day off? And if you do choose to take a day off, how do you do it? Are you someone who will just take a complete day off and call it a rest day, or are you someone who has to opt for an easier workout because you still need to feel like you are getting something? So do let me know in the comments. Right, my last little bit of news before I actually round up this live stream is I am not going to be doing a Freewheel Friday next Friday. I am going to be looking at possibly changing it up. It might stick to a Friday. I might move it as things are now changing for me with work, scheduling, and life, and other things change. So I'm possibly looking into moving it maybe to a day on a weekend. So let me know your thoughts. How well does Friday work for you? Do you have any times where you would be more inclined to sit and watch something like just a little check-in and chat and a talk and sharing stories and tips and advice and things like that? And if you haven't watched any of our previous Freewheel Fridays, then you can see a couple of them here on YouTube, and the first lot of these series are on our Instagram TV stories. So I think that just about kind of sums up today. I am going to go and take my evening off. I'm going to go and put my feet up. I'm going to go and have some tea, and I think we're possibly going to put on a film tonight and have an early night maybe with a crossword. For now, though, I just want to say thank you for watching, and do feel free to drop comments or messages or get in touch with us over on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. And if you enjoyed this, then do consider checking out some of our other videos. We post 2 live streams a week as well as 1 pre-recorded video, and we will also bring out little bonus clips every now and then, and you can come and give us a like and a subscribe and say hello to us at any point. For now, though, go and enjoy the rest of your evening and enjoy your weekend. Bye for now.